So this is the first of my solar heat collectors that I've got assembled, and I've got this one configured in such a way that I could actually make it mobile. And there's quite a variety of ways to put these frames together. But I got some casters in the front there, guys, and some wheels in the back here too. So I made up these little pieces here today so that I could mount the wheels on there, and then these little pieces are just, you know, removable. But the idea is to do some experimenting with this collector, and it's actually quite a large unit. You know, it's well over 6 feet tall. It's probably about the size of a garage door, you know, a kind of picture, that kind of size. And so I want to do some experimenting with fin tube on this thing. So I'm going to be rolling it in and out of the shop with different configurations and some testing and stuff. So I'll tell you some more about that, you know, in a future video. But today we're going to be looking at the sandrail project. Well, guys, so this machine is officially holding its own weight up in the back using the shocks that it's got. And in the front, it still looks a little nutty up there because it's got that dolly. See the two little wheels? Well, that's a dolly that I use to move the machine around. So the A-arm where the wheel would go is over here on the left. But anyway, so guys, it's sitting up on its own in the back at least. So that's how those shock towers turned out. And I'm just going to back up a bit from another video that I made previously. I'm just going to put a little bit in here just to give a bit of an update how that all happened. And you guys remember that big honking piece of cardboard I had back here? Well, that thing came in pretty handy for figuring out where that top shock mount should go. And what I did is I made these first, and I welded them up onto some short pieces of tubing, and then I used that cardboard as a jig to literally hold that little piece in place, and then I got some short pieces of DOM, and I bent them on my cheapy bender, and I cut them off, and then started welding the stuff together. So, you know, I really like the way those shock towers turned out in the back here. And if you look in the front, there's actually something missing. And you know, I like the way the rear shock towers turned out so much that I was kind of sorry that I didn't build the front like I did the back. And so the front was totally functional like the shock towers, but I didn't like the way they looked, and so I cut them off of there. And so I gotta, you know, come up with another set for the front, and I'm gonna try and match more like what I had in the back here. But so that's kind of the idea. So these shocks are adjustable, obviously with the pressure, but also with the I can set the compression and rebound damping on these. The only thing is I have to take them apart to do that, but that wouldn't really be too bad of a project. I'm going to see if I can, I'll just let a bit of pressure out of here and just drop it a bit for you guys and show you how it works. I'm going to find something to do that with. How about a spark plug? So you can see it drops right away. So yeah, I'm going to put the gauge on it now. We'll see what we got in there. So I have to check this pretty quick, otherwise I let pressure out of the shock. So right now, it's just over 400 pounds. I think normally if I was actually going to be running this machine, I would give these shocks a half a turn to have this fill valve on the inside, you know, because that's one more thing that might want to get damaged in a crash, you know what I mean? So I got some experimenting to do with the fin tube here, so I'll give you some update on that later. Anyways, thanks guys, appreciate you checking in.